All right, welcome back to Kings of Opinion, episode 55.
Double five.
Double nickels is what they call it. We got the same usual suspects here. Wanda and Ernie, say hello.
Hello.
Thanks for stopping by.
Okay, so my Ryan's rant for this week is very simple. I'm going to ask you guys a question first to see if I'm just the crazy one here. And maybe you got to remember when you were like not working from like remotely. So you could like tag in on this.
Right.
But are you ever at your desk or eating lunch and either like coworkers or whatever come bother you while you're eating lunch? Does that ever happen to you before?
I was gonna say I used to, back when I was in the office, I would eat in my car specifically. I think for that reason.
What about you, Aaron?
I mean, I don't typically eat lunch, but when I do, not really.
What are you, anorexic or something? You can't
No,
pull
I
food?
just don't usually. It's not like I get to sit and enjoy it, so I'd rather not eat. I just wait till I get home.
So when you have your hour break or whatever break it is, you just sit there and like...
I don't usually get a break.
Oh, no? All right. So for me, I remember at my office, like when I took over for guys that were very senior to me, if I saw them eating lunch and my thing wasn't like extremely important, and even if it was, I'd be like, okay, I'll come back in 10 minutes. Like I won't even attempt to bother them once I see the food. Like I'll walk in like, I'll come back.
Right.
And they're like, okay, cool. It seems to be a pattern that the minute I eat lunch, whenever time it is, it's usually between like 12 and 2, I'm eating my lunch in my corner of my desk, because my desk is about the size of this table, maybe a little bit bigger.
Right.
So in order to see the TV while I'm eating, I got to get to the edge of my desk and like eat and watch the TV or whatever. So everyone sees, it's not like you can even say, oh, I'm tucked in behind my computer and you can't see me eating. Everyone sees the minute they come into my office that I'm eating, and they proceed to just step in front of my desk, or sometimes even to the side, and talk over me and while I'm eating my food, which it's one thing to be like, hey, Pugs, from like...
They're not even interrupting you, they're just being in your way.
No, well, they're doing both. They're interrupting me during my lunch, which for me, I don't really have meals. I just eat when I want to eat kind of thing, right? So you see me eating, I'm going to eat for 10 minutes, and then the floor is yours, guy or girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come back. Like, read the room, right? So to me, it's the most annoying thing, because any human being, unless it's like literally do or die, would just be like, oh, Pugs, you're eating? Enjoy.
Especially if they're standing right over you. And
Yeah.
talking
Well,
right
those are the
over
people
your
that are
food.
really stupid or retarded. Like, those are ones like, how are you going to talk to me over my food? Like, you know, that can't be sanitary, right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's the worst. And what I'll do is other times, like, yo, I'll like give him a little flick, like, back up, dude. Like, what are you over my food? You want some of my food?
Yeah, give
or
me
like,
some room.
yeah, like I'll be sarcastic. You want my chicken? Like, did you not eat for a week? Like, I don't understand what's going on here, you know? And that's the worst. But then the people that like are like 10 feet away, kind of, and see the food anyway, and just still perceive like my stuff is more important than your lunch right now.
Yeah.
You know, and 9 times out of 10, it's something stupid.
That could wait.
It's stupid, or it could wait 10, 15 minutes. You know what I mean? I don't think there's anything more annoying than that.
Yeah. I hear you. That's your time, right?
Yeah, and like I could just I should disappear.
Yeah.
But when I disappear, then what am I gonna do after I'm done eating lunch? Like I'm just gonna sit there.
Right.
Like I don't do that. Like I got stuff to do.
The amount of the places you can go are limited.
Yeah, like I could go to my car, but then I gotta go 4 flights down,
that's a bit
go to the parking lot, sit in my car, eat like a savage, because they're in Tupperwares. You know what I mean? So it's like, you eat on the desk. It's a little bit easier. I don't know, man.
Yeah. I would just do that because, like I said, well, just to get out of the office, and also, I would read a bit too. But that was a long time ago, pre-pando.
Yeah, no, I get it. But so I'm not the
I've seen this
crazy
new
one.
thing where a lot of people, that have offices at work with doors that they can close. There's this disc that a lot of people have recently been putting on their door, and it's like got a dial and then it's got a cutout where you can change the messages.
Right, like an arrow.
Say in a meeting or not here or
Right.
out. So you see a lot of people are just as busy.
Yeah. Well,
Covers all of it. I
right.
guess.
Well, we have a door. We just can't close it, which is terrible. Like, so it kind of stinks that I can't close my office door, even if it's for like 15, 20 minutes. Because then they're wondering, what are they doing? Are they sleeping? Are they this? Are they that? and that'll just make matters worse. So we leave the door open.
For transparency.
Yeah, but like, stop.
Right.
Like, do me a favor. Come back in a few minutes.
Right.
At the very least, look to see how much food I got left in it. Okay, he'll be done soon. I'll come back at 5. Yeah, like he's almost done with his steak. There's only a piece left. I'll go to the bathroom and come back. He'll be ready. So annoying, dude. Ugh. Anyway, let's get to the sports. Big Knick game. I'm starting with them first. I'm gonna put the Yankees on the back burner because I'm gonna get agitated with that. So let's talk about the Knicks real quick. It's 3-1. They're back in Madison Square Garden after winning on Sunday. Even though we didn't see the game because we were golfing, but we heard about it and then we saw the highlights. So, or at least I did.
I saw the game.
Luckily they won.
Yes, and luckily they won, or else Big Earn over here would have took my head off for some reason. I don't know why he agreed to go golf if you really wanted to watch the Knick game that bad.
Well, I didn't realize that the Knick game was on at that time.
I'm sorry.
Because one guy can't wake up a little early to go play golf.
I got news for you. Even if we woke up at 8, you still would have missed some of the game. Especially at that course. It took us almost 5 hours to play golf. We would have had to golf at 6 in order for you to make the game. Are you golfing at 6? Psycho. It's not enjoyable at 6. Have you golfed before at 6? I know you have. I know you have. Is it really that enjoyable at 6?
Sure, why not?
You're crazy. It's supposed to be a recreational game at this point. You're not good enough for it to be like wanting to wake up at 5 to go golf at 6.
You want to get to play with the morning dew on the grass.
Why? So it slows down the ball a little bit more when you're putting? Anyway, I digress. So give us the spiel of the game.
Yeah, I did get to watch the game, Sunday matinee.
I'm shocked, by the way, that you got to see the game. It's probably always because of 1 o'clock, not 7.
There you go.
I got you.
That's exactly what.
Tonight you won't see the game. Well, you'll start to see the game.
Tonight I'll see the first half. Hopefully I can close it down while I'm on my third dream. So yeah, no, it was a good game. It started off as a battle, pretty back and forth. As the theme, as it has been a theme, the Pacers get ahead of myself here.
I know.
The Sixers would grab a bit of a lead, and the Knicks would have to hang around, and I think it was around the 10-point range or possibly bigger. But the Knicks battled back to close out the first half, and I think they were only down by either 4 or 2 going into the half. Third quarter was not looking good. They went down by 10 quickly, and I was starting to get a little nervous. But then they as this team has done, they're just a gritty, tough team, and they battled back.
Yeah, that's been the theme this series so far.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
No matter how bad it looks and how far down they get, they just keep battling back.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it's safe to say that in every game they've been down at least 10 points at some point, and they've won 3 out of the 4 of those. Besides the Embiid 50-point game where he should have been tossed out of that game in like the first quarter.
Yeah, so Brunson went off playoff career high, I believe. He did go out at one point, but they were able to stay ahead. They probably could have won easier, but they did have like a little drought at the end, so that made the game closer than it looked. But hey, win's a win, and hopefully they can close out at home tonight and move on to the next round.
Yeah, I agree. I see, like, a lot of guys in that game didn't have great games, but they did all the little things that they needed to do. Like, they played defense. Right. They got a ton of rebounds. Like, Hart didn't show up on the offensive side of the ball, but he had 17 rebounds, which might have been more important.
And especially with Hart and Stein being in foul trouble.
Right.
And them already being down Mitchell Robinson, that was huge.
Yeah, 100%. And for whatever reason, that Hart trade last year was a great trade. Like, he just has, like, that basketball brain where, like, okay, my shot's off today. I'm just going to hustle my butt off and play good defense and grab these boards, and hopefully someone else can score these points.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot to say that they probably, part of why they went after these guys is because they played with Brunson, right?
And they wanted the college championship.
And DiVincenzo. And the 3 of them played together. They won championship together.
Yeah.
They played probably I'm guessing 3 or 4 years together in Villanova.
Right.
So, they probably, that's a big part of why they went after those guys.
Definitely.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
I think it's paying off.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, they're still. Listen, don't get me wrong. If they could go all the way to the finals or whatever and win, God bless them. Everyone's not picking them to do that anyway. I know better. You never know what's going to happen with a team that gels like that. You get upset. Like, just look at last year, Miami. They went all the way to the finals. They didn't win because Denver's just so nasty. And they're saying Denver's going to win back-to-back, which, it's okay if they do because there's always room to make improvements on your team year to year anyway, right?
Yeah.
But right now, New York City's excited about this team. And they're so excited that they traveled to Philly.
Yeah.
We had more Knicks fans in Philly than Philly fans. That Embiid was disgusted that.
Poor Embiid was so
I
upset.
know. I don't feel bad for him at all. He deserves it because, like we were talking about earlier, he should have been ejected out of that game, and we might have been already done with the series. Because if he doesn't play that game, or like only half of that game, he's not getting 50 points, and the game's over. You know what I mean? The Knicks would have won that game hands down. So he could complain all he wants. It seems like he's a whiny player. As good as he is, seems like he's a whiny player. Like, I don't know if you guys heard today that he didn't practice because he has a headache.
I think he said he had a migraine.
Yeah, migraine, headache,
Oh, really?
whatever. Like, come on, dude.
Bell's
Like,
palsy.
yeah, like at the beginning of this series, everything was all good. Then he got hurt in game 1 a little bit. You saw him on the ground for like a minute or two. He's bleeding out of the knee, whatever. That's fine. So he makes the knee excuse. Then he says they're gonna win the series after being down 2 games. Then they had the Bell's palsy. Bell's palsy? Yeah.
Bells?
Bell's
Bell's palsy. Sorry, Bell's palsy. My mistake. Tomato. But and now he's complaining about the knee, and now he has a headache. Like, complaining about his fans. There's one thing you don't ever do, is you don't complain about your fans. Never. That'll run you out of town. I don't care who you are.
Well, it won't run him out of town, that's for sure.
You
But-
never know. But I'm just saying, you just don't do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Don't
Speak-
bite the hand that feeds you, right?
Yeah, like, he's making all this money. No one wants to hear you whine. Like, if you're just a dud in the playoffs, you're a dud in the playoffs. I mean, he put up 50 points against us, so he plays good in the playoffs. And if you see, in the first half of all these games, he's been doing everything he can. He's been taking charge of the game.
Yeah.
It's just the Knicks adjust, shut him down, and it's always somebody different. And the second half, or in the fourth quarters, maybe more likely, fourth quarters, he doesn't show up as much, especially last game. He had 1 point, and that was a free throw in the fourth quarter. That's the big reason why the Knicks won that game,
Speaking of Denver, they closed out the Lakers, I believe.
Last night? Yes,
yeah.
they did. I was watching some of that game, so,
Poor Ronnie.
yeah, he was complaining too. But whatever, he's another crybaby. That guy is the flop king of the year, if not forever. You never see him like get a real foul. He's just always like down to the ground.
You would think he was a pro soccer player.
Correct. Or it's wrestling. So I'm not a big LeBron fan, so I'm glad he lost. Let Denver move on, and they moved on easily. I think 4-1, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think they won 1 game.
Yeah, they only won on Saturday.
Yeah, so, like, I don't really want to get ahead of ourselves, but if the Knicks do win tonight, which I believe they will, like, they have the chance of playing the Pacers.
Yeah, and
So-
listen, at this point, they got just as good a chance as anybody else.
To me, like I said, like, I don't want to go too far ahead, but if they beat the Pacers, and then you have to play probably Boston,
Yeah, I think it'll be Boston, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing with the Knicks is, one, they always seem to play well against Boston, and 2, to just, they're never out of the game. You can't count them out.
No, agreed. And I would call it a toss-up. I know everyone would probably pick Boston, and I can see why you would, because they're probably the clearer, better team.
Oh, yeah, they're
But-
definitely, probably the best team in basketball right now, although Porzingis is out.
Yeah.
He's
I
out.
don't know
He got
how-
hurt.
I don't know how long he's going to be out. Maybe they're saying maybe just a few games, but
I think they're going to rest them in the second round is what they were saying. Like, they were alluding to, like, I guess whoever
So
they're
they'll
playing.
play the winner of Cleveland, Orlando.
Yes.
And that team's going to be tired because that's 2-2 right now, I believe.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
Easier matchup for them.
yeah, I think they're gonna rest him for the whole second series, unless they really, really need him. But they'll probably rest him for the series just in case for the next round. But yeah, so everything's shaping up. Does anyone think the Knicks are gonna lose tonight?
No.
No.
Okay, good. So we don't even have
It
to have
was
any
also a
fun.
nice little New York sports Sunday.
It was,
All the teams won.
and like the Mets had a walk
And
off.
that's had a walk off.
The Yankees scored 15 runs.
After a tough weekend.
Right.
You know?
Rangers swept.
Rangers.
Yeah,
That's
Rangers swept. The Islanders won on Saturday, correct?
Yeah, they play again tonight.
Yeah, they do. So that it's gonna be it could be another fun night for us tonight
So,
if everyone wins.
Yeah, hopefully the Islanders win and tire out. Either team gets a little tired out for the Rangers.
You know, it has happened before in hockey where a team down 3-0 has won the series. Just saying, more so than any other sport, by the way.
Yeah, is
Yeah.
that the case?
Well, it never happened in basketball, down 3-0. It only happened one time in baseball, and
Yeah.
I think it happened 4 times in the NHL.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this could be the 5th time if it happens. So I'm still rooting for the Islanders. Let's just take it one game at a time. Like some of these guys say, you know, one game, it's like one shift, one period, one game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it could be a good day for us, just like it was over the weekend when everyone was all juiced up.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Right, because the winner of that series plays the Rangers, right?
Yeah.
So that could be kind of crazy if it's Islanders Rangers second round.
Oh, that would be.
Bananas for New York.
Yeah.
Bananas.
Tall order for the Islanders too.
Oh, 100%. But they actually played the Rangers well this year. They
Well,
weren't bad.
I mean, just to
To get
to
there?
get there.
Yeah, no, of course. But, like, you know, I think one of the times they won the Cup, they were down in the first round 3-0, and they came all the way back
oh wow.
and won, and then they went all the way to the Cup. Yeah, and then they won the Cup. So, you never know. It could.
Definitely make for an exciting time in the Kelly Lim households.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. Those guys are going to go nuts. I wouldn't be surprised if Steve Kelly wanted to go to the Islander Ranger game in UBS and Paulie would not want to go.
Yeah.
You know?
God, can you imagine what those tickets would be going for?
Oh.
Oof.
Like, I think just the upper deck or whatever you call them, like the high-rise seats, probably like $300-$400.
Oh, yeah. I would think so.
Easily.
Yeah.
And then as you go down, it's like 600, 700, 800,
Yeah, I agree.
1,000, you know?
I agree with that.
Yeah, that would be bananas. That's why you guys as well, you're not a Ranger fan or you're an Islander fan.
I'm not a big hockey fan, but I always, I'll root for both teams, but I am partial to the Rangers because my dad was a big Ranger.
Okay, so you guys as Ranger fans should be rooting for the Islanders because that would make
No, that's what I'm saying. I root for both teams.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
really exciting second round. And you know what? We're this close for New York being back on the map as the capital of sports. If either the Rangers or Islanders could win the Cup, we got good things coming from both baseball teams. The Mets are still 500 as of right now, so they're hanging around. You know, the Yankees are good again.
And then you got the Giants and Jets.
And then you got the Giants and Jets. Well, you know, the draft was this past week. I can't speak for the Giants, but the Jets made a bunch of good picks. I like their picks. The only pick I was perplexed about is they went for 2 running backs, where I thought, like, once you pick the first one, I think it was in the 3rd round, you didn't need that one in the 5th or maybe 6th round. I don't remember what it was. No, it was the 5th round. Because they're similar backs, similar in size, similar everything. So my take is, like, why do you need 2 of the same guys, right?
Who knows? Maybe you're just taking the best player on.
Well, I'm going to call Aaron Rodgers and ask him why. Because obviously he's running the team. So I'll call Aaron Rodgers this week and see why they went for 2 running backs instead of another offensive lineman. Because, like, you got to assume in the 5th round there's a bunch of still offensive linemen out there. And all you got to do, I feel like, is pick the fattest, biggest offensive lineman and hope that he could just block somebody.
Well, that doesn't always work out. Look at, what's your boy's name? DeBrickashaw?
He was good, DeBrickashaw Ferguson. I think you're talking about somebody else. He wound up being good because they moved, unless you were talking about him as a guard, but then he became a tackle. I don't know. He was good. He played for a while for the Jets. But either which way, like, you still give it a try. Like, you need to protect Rodgers, so you should have picked at least 2 offensive linemen in that draft.
Yeah, but they signed.
Okay, tell me about their signings, because we were talking about this before. Tell me about their signings. Who did they sign? Specifically your Dallas Cowboy.
Tyron Smith.
Okay, yeah, he's great, but...
Injury prone.
Okay, so, and the other guy, I forget what his name is. It might be Ruffin or something like that. Another guy that's injury prone. You got the other guy that we drafted 2 years ago, Vera Tucker, has been hurt every year. So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I want more offensive lineman help than running backs, because you got Breece Hall, you got the guy that they got picked up in the draft last year, which it's some, like, hard name to pronounce, but he looked pretty good too. And then you have another running back. Jesus.
But listen, when it's push comes to shove, if they were that happy with what they had, they wouldn't have drafted 2 of them.
You're not wrong. I just think the need outweighs, like, your running backs, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, go for offensive lineman all day. Like, they picked up another guy, a wide receiver in the 6th round from the CFL. Like,
Yeah, which I saw earlier today somewhere that they actually got a very good grade on that pick. So, I mean,
he never went to college, so I would assume, like, instead of going to college, he went right to the CFL.
Right.
So I don't even know how old he is. I thought he was going to be, like, old because he went to college and then went to the CFL.
no, I did notice though, like I don't remember the name or anything, but I did notice that they got a very good grade on that pick. So people obviously are liking that pick.
Well, let's hope he does something. But remember, we have those rookies from last year that we really liked. Remember we were watching Hard Knocks?
Yeah.
What was it? Gibson was one of them, and somebody else.
Brownlee.
Yeah, there you go. So hopefully those guys make the teams too. But I would just like to see more offensive linemen, unless they could sign them. I know they probably can to practice squads and fill that up, but I would have liked an offensive line.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing about the draft too. Once the draft is over, doesn't mean they're done. You know.
No, I get you. But it would have been nice just to see another offensive lineman on there, because the guy they got from Penn State is supposed to be a monster, which is great. You know. Did you watch the draft wonder at all?
No. Yeah. I looked at the Cowboys picks. The day after, or the days after.
Yeah, this might be one of the first times in a long time that I didn't watch any of the draft. I don't think I watched any of the draft.
You're lying. We were at the bar on Thursday. We watched like the first 12 picks.
Yeah, but we weren't really paying attention. We
were talking about it. We're like, who are the Chargers going to get?
Yeah. Whatever.
Listen, don't be that way because you had too much seafood and your belly was all in shambles.
Yeah,
okay,
that's true.
All right, please. All right. This guy went out on a hot date, had too much seafood.
Nice.
All you can eat seafood and sushi. And then he's crying about it. He's like,
Gotta get like $40 worth.
yeah. You're like a crackhead. You're like, I gotta get my fix. It's too much. Anyway. So yeah, a lot of exciting things in New York right now. The weather's getting nicer. The golf is still crappy, but we're having fun. So
Hasn't been. The golf game has been crappy.
Right.
But the golf hasn't been bad.
no, golf is great, but I'm just saying the golf game,
Yeah,
especially for us. I don't know what you shot on Sunday, but I was terrible.
Horrific.
Like up until Sunday, I was shooting pretty much under 90. I was at 89, 90, 92. So I was like right around the cusp of 90, and I was kind of excited about it. I'm like, wow, last year my average was like 98 to 105, and now I'm like...
And then Sunday happened.
Yeah, and then Sunday happened, I shoot a 110. I'm like, damn it! Damn you, Stonebridge! And damn you, brand new clubs! You lied to me! These clubs were supposed to be very forgiving. They were not on Sunday. It was terrible.
No, it wasn't.
But it was a good day, nonetheless. We had fun, which is always a good thing. Ernie almost broke his driver. No big deal. But it lived another day.
Never break my driver. If I haven't broken it by now, it's never breaking.
Never say never. I've seen someone do it, so just FYI, be careful. So now let's get to the Mets and Yankees. So the Mets were the hottest team in baseball.
Not anymore.
Yeah, until they played the Giants and lost 2 out of 3. And then they lost yesterday to the Cubs. after Saravino going into the 8th, I think, almost the 9th, right?
Eighth.
A lot of waste.
Right, with a no-hitter, and they were winning 1-0, and they blew it. And Edwin Diaz actually blew it, the trumpet star.
Oh, is that who blew the game?
Yeah, like they might have tied the game in the 8th or something like that, but he wound up giving up the winning run. I didn't really look. I just saw that they lost.
Yeah.
And then I heard about the no-hitter into the 8th, and
I
then
just heard about that.
yes, and we liked Saravino, so I wouldn't have minded it as a Met. He got a no-hitter. That would have been nice for him.
Yeah.
He's been their best pitcher pretty much.
Yeah, and he's so kudos to him, but they blew it.
Yep.
So they lost yesterday.
They're 0-2 in the City Connects, by the way.
Oh, really? Wait, they wore them back-to-back days?
No, they wore it Saturday and yesterday.
Oh, okay. So they skipped one day and then they wore it again.
Yeah.
So they probably shouldn't wear it anymore, huh?
I guess not.
Or at least keep wearing it until you get a win, break the streak.
Speaking of uniforms, did you hear that Major League Baseball announced that they're going to be adjusting the uniforms? All the issues that they're having with the uniforms?
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that, because I heard some things that basically
they're going to make the lettering bigger in the back, because everybody's been complaining the lettering
is small.
is too small. And the whole issue with the people sweating through,
The shirts.
yeah, they're going to fix that issue too.
So they're going to use a different material, I'm assuming?
I guess.
Did you hear that? So Nike owns the rights to make the uniforms, but they gave it to Fanatics.
Uh-huh.
But Fanatics, I guess when they did this deal in the beginning of the year or whatever, they can't fulfill the orders for the teams.
The demand.
The demand for the teams only, not even fans, until the end of this year.
Wow.
So teams listen, I'd like to go to the Yankee Stadium and see how many jerseys they have on hand, or how does that work. But from what they were saying is the teams are asking for jerseys and Fanatics can't make them fast enough for whatever reason.
So does that mean they're going to have somebody else making them?
They didn't say that, but they asked MLB about it, and MLB just dogged Nike and Fanatics, put the blame totally on them. And my thing is,
Surprise.
yeah, well, you know what? I don't blame MLB. All right, so Ernie, I tell you I need 10 pizzas for Saturday, and you say okay, and then Saturday comes along, I can only give you 3.
Yeah, but when you're in Major League Baseball and you're making such a major change like this, I'm assuming you're doing your due diligence to make sure that these guys are equipped and prepared.
Bro,
to handle
it's
it.
Nike and then Fanatics. They're big companies. Even if you did, they could have sold you a dream. Just like you sell me a dream. Yeah, no problem. I'll get those pizzas done. No big deal. Look, I just got to make the dough. Give me a couple days. Yeah, I got you your pizza, right? They could have done the same thing. Where are you making these jerseys? You don't have warehouses. People aren't working around the clock to make these jerseys. And this is only for 30 baseball teams. You're not talking about for millions and millions of fans.
I know.
If the Yankees say, I need 5 jerseys per player and 5 pants. You can't have one warehouse just do that in a week?
I'm sure there's plenty of sites out there that can.
Exactly. What are we talking about here? I could get those jerseys for the Yankees in 3 weeks.
I'm sure they've received a few proposals probably since then.
Yeah, but my point is what is Nike and Fanatics doing? And even if you bring it to Fanatics, then Nike, as the one that has the major contract, because if you're outsourcing it, okay, Fanatics, what can you do? We'll do the rest, and now your cut is cut down. Because Nike's got to have a ton of warehouses to make clothes. They make clothes for every sport.
Yeah.
So what you do is
I don't know all the details of that whole deal, but
I don't think you have to. The point is Nike is Nike. It's been Nike for 40 years, easy. Okay, if you have to stop making golf stuff for a month and just make strictly baseball stuff, you make strictly baseball stuff.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense to me. I wouldn't, to me, I'm not placing the blame on MLB, because it's almost going to, I don't know, Macy's for polos. You're going to get a bunch of polos, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, I mean,
Nike's old sport.
I'm guessing there's a lot more involved, because production lines. They can't just say, where they're producing golf polos, just switch it over and make baseball jerseys. I don't think it's quite that simple.
I know some places that make it quite that simple. Okay? I don't see it being, it's fabric. I don't see it being super hard to make a New York Yankees or a Milwaukee Brewers or a Dodgers jersey. It's basically just stitching stuff. You could get it probably done in a day or two, like for one team. But the funny thing is they're not going to get it done till the end of this year. Yeah, how crazy is that? It's April, going on May.
No, but again, I don't know all the details, but from what I was reading, the issue that they're talking about is going to be adjusted this season.
I think that's separate from what I'm talking about, though. That's the problem, because I didn't hear anything about your thing. My thing is just about the teams complaining that they don't have enough uniforms. They need more uniforms, and they can't get them to them till after this season. So look that up, figure it out, get back to us. Maybe we'll put a little short clip on it or something like that.
Oh, yeah. It says MLB plans to fix uniforms by 2025 season.
That's 2 for me today, folks. 2 for me. Anyway, I'm going to keep it moving. Let's talk about the Yankees. So right now, the Yankees, I think, are the second team in baseball to be shut out 5 times, and we're not even in May. And I'm a little upset about this because, and we were talking about this on Sunday.
Been shut out 5 times?
Yes, 5 times yesterday.
Wow.
So, and we were talking about this on Sunday before we even knew the Yankee game was going to be on, and we were going to be, we were hearing it while we were golfing. Once we saw that they scored 15 runs on Saturday, we're like, okay, they're due for a dud on Sunday.
Yeah.
And then they go back-to-back days of scoring 15 runs. And you knew at some point they were going to have to do almost nothing, and they chose yet. And I told you yesterday, I'm like, oh, they're going to lose against the Orioles. In the car when we were coming back, they're definitely going to lose against the Orioles because they're not going to, they can't do that 3 days in a row or just win the game. Like, they could have won that game 2-1, if not 3-2, because I know they scored 2 runs, but when it was 1-0, they had ample amount of chances to score, and they just didn't. And even the game's on early right now, and the first 2 innings, they haven't even got the ball out of the infield. So, and this is not a team, Baltimore, where you should be losing to because you need that tiebreaker. So if you win 3 or 4 games on the road against them, you almost pretty much lock up, home field advantage or like the tiebreaker for the division, which could come into play. So what do we want here? We want at least 2-2. But I'm a greedy guy. I want them to win the next 3 games because I feel like the Yankees should be winning these 3 games against them. But I don't know.
Baltimore's a good team.
They are, but the Yankees are too. But the Yankees' problem is almost what their problem has been the last couple of years. And I probably said it last week, and I'll beat it to death if I want to. But their feast or famine. 2 games in a row, 30 runs. Even the one that they lost against Milwaukee, they still scored 6 runs. So you go 2-1 against Milwaukee, but you score 36 runs to their 12 or 15, what have you. Then you can't hit against Baltimore, and it seems like Soto's the only guy. Like right now, Volpe's batting 270 something now. He went from 417 after the first 10 games to 270.
And that's only because he had that 4 for a 5 game or whatever.
Yeah, the other day. I think it was Saturday. So, to me, I'm starting to go crazy. Like, you want them to really do good and just get... I almost thought that, okay, you're playing the Brewers who are really hot and are actually a good team right now, and you beat the balls off them in 2 games. So I'm like, oh, maybe when I was talking to you about it last week, like, I need 4 or 5 guys, 6 guys to get in a rhythm and carry the team for a little while and just, like, stack a bunch of wins. And then they fall flat in their face yesterday. I'm like, what are you doing?
What's this guy doing on the TV right now?
And that was early. That was the pregame. He was talking nice about Joe Girardi. AJ Burnett?
What, does he work for the Yankees?
From what they said, he just happened to be at the game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And let me tell you, AJ Burnett, I know he looks a little like, what would you say? Like a little, what were we saying earlier about him? That like he looked a little odd with his like bird tattoo on his neck.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever.
You might want to see a dermatologist.
Right. But I met him in the Bahamas. Not only is he a giant, but he's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
So is his wife. And his wife has to be some kind of like athlete too, because she was like 6'3", easy.
I always liked him on the Yankees.
Yeah, me too. I didn't have a problem with him, but I met him probably after they won the World Series sometime. Yeah, it had to be. It was probably in the 2013-14 range when I went to the Bahamas, and I literally walked into him, and I'm like, AJ Burnett? He's like, yeah. I'm like, Yankee fan here. What's going on? Because we were in the casino. He's like, hey, what's up, dude? How you doing? I'm like, nothing, man. I'm like, you pitched a hell of a game in the second game of the World Series. He's like, I sure did. And I'm like, yo, you're the man, dude. And, he was nice. He introduced me to his wife. He was cool.
Nice.
Yeah, he was a cool dude. I like
Cool
sometimes.
when you meet those guys and they're actually down to earth people.
I agree with you. It's refreshing. It almost restores your faith in humanity because the money doesn't go to their head. You know what I mean? Because he made a boatload of money with the Yankees too. He signed a big contract with them, so he made out, and he was a Marlin.
And a Blue Jay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was he a Marlin when they beat us in 03? He might have been.
He could have been.
He might have been. Because I think he was a Blue Jay after the Marlin and then became a Yankee.
I believe so.
Yeah. So, but anyway, enough of that. I'm just tired of these Yankees. I'm watching this game getting frustrated. The Knick game is on in like 4 minutes. I know Ernie wants to get out of here for the Knick game, even though he was 20 minutes late when he said he was going to be here at 6, but we won't hold
I
it.
would be here at 6.
We won't hold it against him. You asked to be here at 6. Once I gave you the
Yes,
blessing,
I
you
asked
should have been
you.
here.
You said you don't know. You're all leaving work at 6.
I didn't. What? Let me ask you this: if that's what I said, why would Wanderer be sitting outside at 6 o'clock asking if I'm
Because
home?
Wanderer is even more prompt of an individual than I am.
You know what? You're wrong, but I guess the question I have for you is, if you could show up 2 hours early for golf, why can't you show up to the show on time? I'm not even asking you to show up early. I'm literally asking you to show up on time. And then you have the or the audacity to ask me why I can't get to the golf course an hour and a half, 2 hours early. Like we're going to actually get on the course early enough to play.
Gotta stretch, warm up, practice.
You could stretch at home. You could swing the golf club in your backyard. I don't understand why we got to show up 2 hours early and then still not get onto the first tee by 1:18.
You gotta be one with the golf course. You gotta get into the right frame of mind. You gotta see what the course is.
So did you not have enough time to do that on Sunday? Because our play was not spectacular at all. I guess that's a no. But the question still stands. You didn't answer it. Why do I got to be 2 hours early for golf, but you can't show up on time for this show?
I showed up on time.
No, you didn't.
The show hadn't started yet.
We wait for you, knucklehead. What is that? It's not a tea time. I'm not saying we're gonna start promptly at 6. If you're not here, you're not here. You know? You know what? I don't like his excuses. He's being shady like his buddy Lim Shady. You know what? I'm done. All right, I'm done with this whole sports stuff. Anyone watch anything good? By the way, did you watch Fallout yet? Did you finish Fallout? Why are you not watching Fallout on
I
Prime?
didn't even start it.
You need to start it. You, out of all people, need to start that. You'll finish it tomorrow.
I just don't think it's my type of thing. I guess I'll have to give it a try, but I just don't.
Give it 3 episodes.
All right.
You'll be into it. Wander, have you been watching anything?
Yeah, actually, I've been watching a couple of things. I started watching the show Under the Bridge on Hulu. It's like
Yeah, I saw that. How is that? Is
it's
that-
good. Yeah, it's good. It's still going right now. I think it's like 3 episodes in, and they have like a new one every Wednesday. It's like a true story murder mystery type thing from like the late 90s.
Oh, true story. I like true story.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. I was enjoying that, and then I started watching. I don't know why I guess I slept on this one, but The Gentleman on Netflix.
Oh, it's good.
It's awesome.
I stopped
watched
watching
that.
it though.
I never watched that either.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
that
good.
one you're gonna like that one
You're-
for sure.
you're gonna
like it?
I
Yeah.
guarantee it.
100%. I watched the first 2 episodes,
And-
but I stopped it for a little bit, so I'm gonna pick that back up.
Yeah, I think I'm on the second. I think there's like
8.
8. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I'm on 7, but
That's
It's
on
great.
Netflix.
Netflix, yeah, and you know, I had, and I'm wondering too why I slept on it, because I saw the the movie when that came out, and I enjoyed.
It was a movie?
Yeah, and I enjoyed the movie,
Mm.
but I guess I just forgot about it for whatever reason. But I don't know if this is the first time Guy Ritchie's done the series. It could be, but I think he knocked it out of the park.
So
Oh,
the
the Guy Ritchie series.
so the show takes place after the movie, or
I think that it's like the movie was its own thing,
Okay.
and then
they just broke off and did a series about it.
maybe with like certain part, like I don't think they're really like that related. Just maybe they have some things in common.
Okay,
You know?
okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I think the series is more its own thing.
All right, cool.
Standalone.
Cool. Ernie.
Nada, my friend. Actually, what I have been watching, just a couple of episodes while I'm lying in bed, is I've started rewatching The Wire.
Nice.
We've been talking about
That's
it.
my all-time favorite.
Yeah, I said I gotta.
It's a good
watch it.
show. It's a good show. Maybe we should watch some new shows.
So
There's a lot of stuff out there.
So good.
Instead of rewatching.
Attention with a knife.
I hate people. Yeah, I hate people that just keep watching the same show.
We're stuck in sports postseason right now.
It's
Don't have
true.
time.
There is a lot of sports on.
You know what? My bad. That is true because you could barely stay up late enough to watch that. So then once that's done, you hit the pillow and that's out.
Exactly.
And you recently just got a new mattress, so you must be on cloud 9 as soon as you like hit the bed. So you know what? I can't even blame you.
Yeah.
Like you need a day off to just start watching some stuff,
Thank
or at
you.
least the weekend. I'm not gonna bother you during the weekends, but.
What about you? Have you been Did you watch anything?
Yeah, I've been watching Dr. Death on Peacock.
What's that?
It's also true stories. There's 2 seasons, and they're about 2 different doctors that, for lack of a better word, like they're trying to implement whatever they're trying to do as a doctor, and they're just killing people. In their head, they think they're trying to do greater good, and they just wind up like killing people because of like the science isn't sound
Negligence.
and like they haven't done like the trials that they're supposed to do, or they did, or they faked them or whatever, like stuff like that. The first season is crazy. The guy that was in Dawson's Creek is on it. Not James Vanderbeek, the other dude, I forget his name.
Right, Pacey.
Pacey, yeah. He's the on the first season.
Jackson.
Yeah,
I think is his
yeah. No, you're right. It's something Jackson. Home run. Who's the home run? Austin Wells? Yeah. Yankees just tied the game 1-1. All right, dope. First home run of the season for Austin Wells. That's what I'm talking about, baby. And then the second season's like some other dude. He's been in a bunch of movies too. I can't.
Oh, so there's 2 doctor deaths.
Yeah, it's just 2 separate stories.
Two
Yeah,
private
each season
death
is a whole different story.
Two
Right.
different death practices.
Correct. So it's interesting. Like it takes a little bit to get going, but then once you see what's going on, you're like,
And these are legit, true stories.
I think so. That I got to double check, but I'm pretty sure that's why I started watching them. They were like legit stories. Like they might have changed the people's names and whatnot, and they're not really like documentaries. Like it's loosely based on true stories, but yeah,
Like Fargo,
yeah, exactly.
which you haven't watched yet, right?
No, there's a lot of sports going on, bro. You can't tell like a lot of New York sports going
We've
on.
been talking about Fargo for a long
I know. Well,
time.
so there's a list that I have, right? So I finished Halo. I think we talked about that last week.
I started Halo.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. It takes a little bit, but
No,
oh,
it's
yeah,
cool.
Another
yeah, it's
one that
cool.
I just don't think I would be into.
I don't think you'll be
Ernie
into
might
it.
not be a big
No.
sci-fi guy.
No, he's not a big sci-fi guy. Not at all. Or video. Actually, he's not a video game TV guy.
Oh, right,
because
right.
Halo's a game that was a TV show,
Fallout,
and so
too.
is Fallout.
Right.
But like Fallout is like everyone raves about it, so I don't know why you would not get on that board. And there's only 8 episodes. They're like 50-something minutes apiece. Like you literally if we don't go golfing this weekend, you'd finish it this weekend if you got into it. But don't take our opinions on it. You could do whatever you want. It's fine. But yeah. So
You finished Halo.
finished Halo like some point last week. Then
2 seasons.
yeah, 2 seasons, and there's gonna be a third. Or at least I hope, because I'm so wrapped into that. Finished Fallout. That show was awesome. There's gonna be a second season.
Right.
There's probably a huge following already. Watching Dr. Death. Watching Bad Batch with Star Wars thing.
Right.
For a cartoon for Star Wars, it's amazing.
Happy
Early May the 4th. Thank you very much. You would like Bad Batch.
Yeah.
It's only 3 seasons and it's only like 15 episodes, they're half hours a piece.
Okay.
So you like breeze through that.
Cool.
But it's like funny and like it's got action, it's got all this good stuff. I mean, it's a cartoon, but so is the X-Men and we love that. So like whatever.
True.
And like yeah, I'm just staying on pace with the X-Men. And I'm actually looking for a new show. I'm debating what I should do here because there's this Netflix show that's only 7 episodes. It's a half hour. Something reindeer or something like that.
Oh yeah, baby reindeer or something like that.
I don't know. It's something reindeer. That's all. I have to look up on it.
It's a new show.
Yeah, and it's only 7 episodes, and it's like a true story. And the guy it happened to is actually the actor in the show, which is even more weird. Like, why would you want to relive that? And I don't even know anything what it's about. A friend told me about it, and she says it's like weird, but you have to watch it to find out where it goes. Like, it's intriguing.
Baby reindeer.
It may be Baby Reindeer. I know it has reindeer in its name, and it's on Netflix.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, but I want to start watching that, and then I keep getting hounded to watch Curb Your Enthusiasm. So what I'm doing next,
Oh, you're gonna start?
I'm going to start. So what I'm
The
going to
Friends
do,
guy is gonna start.
I'm going to, but I'm not watching Seinfeld. I'm not giving into that. Like I'm not doing Seinfeld. But what I will do for the sake of our friendships and the show is I'm going to start Curb.
Yeah, it is Baby Reindeer.
Okay,
That was
good
right.
call, good call. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch Baby Reindeer some point this week, get that out of the way because it's shorter, and then I'm going right.
Curb?
I'm going right into Curb.
That's a lot. That's a big.
I know it's
investment,
it's like 60 episodes, if not more.
It's gotta be.
I'm gonna go into it. I'm gonna watch that for the next couple of weeks, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about as far as I get every like episode of the show. Like,
see if I can remember them all.
I hope you can because like I know it's probably been like 7 years ago when it started.
Longer than that.
24 years ago.
What? There's 24 seasons?
No,
Oh.
there's 12, but the first season came out 24 years ago, if you can imagine that.
Really?
Yes, it's crazy when you think
So
about
how'd
it.
they do that?
Because they didn't have a season every year.
Right.
They stopped for a bunch of years.
Obviously.
They came back. it was a little weird, but it like when I was watching this season when it came out, and I heard that 24 years and 12, I was like, what? Like I feel like I just started watching that show yesterday, and it was 24 years ago.
So did you start watching it 24 years ago?
I didn't. I gotta be honest with you. When it first came out, I was like, I didn't get it
Right.
until I actually sat down and it definitely took me like a season or two.
Wow.
Then I was all once I did watch it, I was all in because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it was the guy from Seinfeld and
Right.
Right.
What about you, Ernie? You didn't watch it 24 years ago either?
I think so. I think I remember watching it from the get-go, but I could be wrong. I don't remember.
I mean, more than likely, you've been wrong a few times today, so I'm going to assume you're just wrong again.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Whatever.
All right, we're wrapping this up because the Knick game has been on for 8 minutes. I know Ernie's jonesing right now, so...
no music selections this week. I haven't been listening, so
What?
That'll do
You
it.
can't pick three on the spot?
No, I haven't.
Give me three off the
heard-
top of your head.
I
No,
haven't heard
nothing.
anything.
Nothing. What about you, Ernie? You're gonna send us into the end of the show?
Music? I don't listen to music.
You don't listen. What do you listen to? The Fan, like me?
Yep.
Yeah, I get it. All right, well.
Angel Star Trout needs surgery for torn meniscus.
You know, I was going to say that just now. That's so crazy. Yeah. But they say he's going to return in 2024, so I guess it's not.
Okay.
Oh, well, actually, a meniscus is like 6 weeks, then a couple other weeks. So, yeah, he'll return in September, basically. That guy's hurt all the time. All the time.
Unreal.
But you know what? His stock might be so low right now, and I don't know what his contract is. Maybe the Yankees get another outfielder when he comes back. Like, yeah, we'll take his salary, no big deal. We'll give you, like, a couple of these bums. We'll take on his salary, and then you could have, like, a nice guy in the middle of your lineup right in time for the playoff season. Like, just stay healthy for September, guy. Can you do that?
Yeah.
And then just make it into the end of October, and let's win us a World Series.
We'll see.
You know? So, yeah, it's early on in the Knicks game. They're down 3-0, not a big deal. And
Brick City.
hopefully they win this game. We're going to close it out here tonight. We're wishing the Knicks the best, the Yankees the best, the Mets the best, the Islanders the best. Hopefully it's an all New York
sports,
day.
baby.
Yeah, go New York all day today. I also have a bet on DraftKings on all of them. So if they hit, it's some good money. And yeah, I'm buying pizza. That's it. So if I buy pizza, I'm buying just dough, and Ernie's gonna make the pizza. All right, guys, have a good week. Go New York.
Go New York. Let's go Knicks.
Let's go Knicks. Let's go Islanders. Let's go everybody. Peace out.